and give Creighton credit. Not only offensively what they do, but defensively they're really good. They force you into a lot of tough mid-range shots with Kalkbrenner back there. They stay home on shooters, and they executed their game plan to perfection. As I told our guys in the locker room, this is our first time now being on the other end of this thing, and what are we going to do to bounce back? Big part of this business at any level is responding to big emotional wins and responding to tough losses like we had today when we got it handed to us. We've got a very important 2 days in front of us getting ready for our first road game and first opportunity in league. And we're going to get a game plan put in. We're going to learn from this one, and then we're going to put it behind us and hopefully bounce back with great effort for these 2 Big Ten games that we've got coming up. But, I still love these guys. Got a big opportunity in front of us, and we're going to bounce back and compete. It's the makeup of our guys. I know who they are, and they're going to be here ready to go and ready to learn and get better at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Questions for Mike? Rick, like Coach was talking about the not staying disciplined, and Creighton kind of went on that run. That was one of the things you guys talked about going in, was withstanding those runs and staying focused. How, from your vantage point, how did you guys handle that when Creighton threw those punches and your guys' response?
You try and respond. They just did a great job playing the way they like to play. I think we did a kind of poor job and trying to make them do things they are uncomfortable with. They were very comfortable out there, and that's on us. They did a good job with us forcing us into tough shots that we're uncomfortable with. And if they go on runs, then you try and respond, try and get a stop. But especially the last 9 minutes of the first half, that was just very tough for us to do, and we should have been more disciplined with that. And gonna watch the film and see where we can improve.
What was Kalkbrenner able to do to make things hard down low, particularly when you were on offense?
It's just a big body. Like their scheme is very, very good for him, where he can just clog up the paint and everything close to the rim. He's going to be there, and he's going to make it tough for them. And they play right into that. So they force you to try and shoot over him, and he's just so big that, like, credit to them. They do a good job with that.
Obviously, a lot of veteran guys on this team, Rank. What's your feeling about how, like Coach was saying, about bouncing back here quickly with the Big Ten starting up?
Yeah, I saw a lot of guys that were, obviously we're all extremely disappointed with this one. First loss of the season, so we're going to see how we're going to bounce back. We haven't lost this year yet, but from the characters that I know are around me and what I know about myself, I think we all know that we need to be better and that we're going to come to practice tomorrow and try and improve. And I think we have the right guys that all know this was not a good showing for us, and we need to be better.
What do you tell the guys as a veteran, after your first loss?
Just on to the next one, I guess. This was a big one, so definitely soaking it in and making sure that we remember this feeling. But at the end of the day, we're playing again on Wednesday, and you can't stay in this feeling for too long. So soak it in, remember it, let it motivate you, but we got to move to the next one.
Any questions for Rink? Rink, Coach, questions. Fred, you talked about getting the edge back defensively. You got minus 11 on the boards, and Creighton kind of did what they wanted offensively. What was the issue there compared to the previous game to this one? And what did you see out there?
Yeah, I didn't think our rotations were very good, obviously. And again, with having to be at the level, and it's kind of, it is how we play pick and rolls. You're forced to have a low man protecting the rim on their rolls, which they're very good, and they're forceful rim rolling. And then you got one guy trying to protect two, and I didn't think we were very crisp getting out of that rover spot to that first rotation. And then once we did force the second pass, we just weren't there with enough force. And with this team, you have to have good spirited contests all game long, and I didn't think we did that. Even on some of their misses in the second half, they were open. So, again, it's an opportunity to learn from this. And again, listen, not many teams are going to put you in the type of situation that Creighton does with all their shooting spread out around the floor. And they are extremely difficult to guard, and they put you in a really tough situation. Give them credit for that. But, I just thought our rotations, our hands, all those things weren't where they needed to be. It seemed like every 50-50 play went their way as well tonight. And again, we're gonna get better. We're gonna get better from this one and bounce back with a good effort on Wednesday.
Shooting 2 for 22 from 3. Was it just a cold night, or what would you?
Yeah, that's not very
attribute
good,
that to?
Wilson. That's not very good. And listen, when you do that against a team like this, obviously it's going to get ugly. And I'll be interested to see what we were at the rim. I thought we had some good ones at the rim. We also forced some at the rim, but it was not a very good night for us with the ball going in the basket. But again, it's a lot of that has to do with them, with their personnel, and they made it very difficult on us today.
How important do you think the end of the first half situation, the foul?
Yeah,
after you guys get a bucket.
Yeah, they go 30-14. I think the last 9 minutes of the first half, and now it's 15 at the break, and we were right there. They had a 6-point lead. We came back, took a lead. Was right where we needed to be, and then they threw the final haymaker at us at the end of the first half. Still had an opportunity, and then again, those first 5 minutes of the second half are so important to come out, whether you're up, putting your foot on their neck and extending it, or trying to find a way to climb back into the game. And they were the ones that controlled the first 5 minutes. And again, a lot of that was, we talked about they hit a couple shots. We got to come down and execute and move the ball. We just had rush shot after rush shot in those first 5 minutes, and never recovered from it.
Did you get like an explanation on what happened on that with about a second left with the foul and the technical and all that?
Yeah, I guess Casey threw the ball at the stanchion is what he said, and they said Bryce was not in legal position. He looked at it at halftime and said it was the right call.
This was the first time you guys faced real adversity like this. I mean, just on the court, how did you see you guys respond? Was the vocal leadership, the body language? How was that?
Yeah, I mean, the huddles were still spirited. I mean, that's the one thing. When we went over there, we talked about continuing to go out and compete. And I thought those guys at the end, I was proud of Eli for going out there and, getting some good quality minutes. As I talked to him about, every possession he plays matters. And he gives him an opportunity to show what he can do and lead to, potentially more time. And, I liked some of the things that he gave us out there on the floor. He certainly is a guy that can put the ball in the basket. And, I was proud of how he went out there and approached those minutes. These are important minutes for Matar, to go out there. I think he's had a great couple weeks of practice, and we're going to need him, with Big Ten play. So, those two guys as freshmen to go out there and really get their first opportunity in a meaningful game like this is very valuable. And, we got a lot of decisions to make here moving forward as we start Big Ten play. And, hopefully just go out there and compete. That's the bottom line, guys. I could sit here all day and tell you the same frickin' thing, that we got to get better from this. It's something that, we're going to grow. I love the character and the makeup of our team. We got veteran guys. We got an old team. And we're going to bounce back. And we're going to compete on Wednesday and hopefully get back in the winning column.
Anything in particular that Creighton does defensively that impresses you?
Yeah, they do a lot of things, and when you got size back there and you got rim protection, it's a scheme that works very well. They drop the big and really try to bait you into taking those mid-range shots. Which, when you look at analytics and statistics, that's where you want to force the other team to play and the other team to shoot. And that's the personnel that they have. They can stay home on shooters and drop the big and try to force you into those mid-range shots. So it's a team that I think has done a really good job. They chase well. They chase you into the big guy. If you do get it on the curl, then you're forced to go up over the big. And we talked about the late drop-off pass against them, and we didn't make very many of them tonight. And when we did, we missed the shot. So they again credit Coach Mack and what he's doing with his schemes. Not only offensively, everybody knows what they can do and the firepower on the offensive end, but they're a damn good defensive team. Thanks, guys.